National Hockey Night. The year in review in Major League Soccer is next.
Major League Soccer, 10 teams, 1 year, the quest for the MLS Cup. All ahead next on the 1996 MLS Year in Review.
Welcome to Major League Soccer's Year in Review, presented by AT&T.
Hi, and welcome to MLS Year in Review. I'm Bob Lee. We're here to celebrate a goal not found on any stat sheet, a goal that originated not from the force of one man's foot, but from the combined will of men and women the world over. Major League Soccer, a league that began with the commitment of a few and grew to write history in the course of just one season.
I've been playing overseas for 5 years now. Next year will be my 6th and final year, and I'm glad to say that I'm finally coming home to a major league, and that I'm going to be playing in my home area, which is where I always wanted to play.
From the playing fields of Italy, Germany, and Britain, a team of Americans returned to its birthright, bringing to these shores a level of talent absent since World Cup '94. This time, however, the dream would not fade. Invested in by a group of believers with the support of one corporate family and the vision of one man.
The building blocks are in place for a successful league, and within 6 months, we will have our opening game.
New logos, new uniforms. MLS unveiled itself to the world. 10 MLS teams in 10 major league cities, and pick my precious pick, a new face for professional soccer in America.
The envelope, please. Columbus Crew, as the first pick of the first MLS draft, selects Brian McBride.
A new generation emerged, joining the ranks of international superstars, proven veterans, and flamboyant playmakers across the United States. Faces new and old came together to prepare for soccer's new beginning. On April 6th, all the preparation paid off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the MLS. This is Major League Soccer.
It was a soccer renaissance. The largest sporting crowd in San Jose history packed Spartan Stadium. These fans witnessed the rebirth of professional soccer in America. Stars from around the league took part in a spectacular opening ceremony, culminating in the pregame coin toss, setting the stage for two men, once U.S. teammates, now opponents. DC United midfielder John Hartz and Eric Winalda, striker for the San Jose Clash. From the sideline to the stands, a sellout crowd and a worldwide audience of millions watched in anticipation as an American soccer story unfolded. In the 88th minute, the opening chapter was completed.
On the left foot, keeping it on the right now, looking for the shot, gets it, far post, goal! Goal for Eric Winalda! San Jose has scored!
9 more home openers over 5 weeks. Columbus, Dallas, New England, 53,000 fans in New York, and a stunning 69,000 in Los Angeles. And just several weeks into the season, proof that good things do come in small packages. 10-year-old Falky Verber, Major League Soccer's 1 millionth fan. On and off the field, MLS was turning heads. This was a new style of soccer, with new personalities around the world. Here at home, here at ESPN, MLS was making its mark. From MTV Sports to network news, the media was humming with stories of more than just scores and highlights. The arrival of the 5th professional sports league, MLS, a soccer league America could call its own. As you can see, MLS was generating quite a buzz. When we return, we'll turn our cameras to the playing fields and revisit a season which began merely on paper and ended with a champion holding a trophy.
Major League Soccer's Year in Review is being brought to you by Pepsi Cola, the official soft drink sponsor of the U.S. national teams. By AT&T, your true choice. and by Honda, the official vehicle of MLS.
Remember when phone calls were simple? Well, AT&T is making them simple again. Calls from home are one low rate all the time.
Are you saying one rate all the time?
Yeah.
This is from AT&T?
Yeah, it's 15 cents a minute, no restrictions. To anybody, anywhere, anytime.
Daytime?
All the time.
After my nap?
Anytime.
To anybody?
Everybody in America at any time.
953.
Why is this so hard to understand?
No restrictions, no games. The AT&T One Rate Plan.
When I say facts and report to me by 5, I mean 5.
You can kiss that promotion goodbye, shorty.
Your accountant's on line 1. The audit's next Tuesday.
Your wife's on 2. And where's the dry cleaning? Yeah, where's the dry cleaning?
Life getting a bit overwhelming? Try the simple thrill of an Accord Coupe. From Honda.
Thank you. I check a lot of bags for TWA. Send them to places like JFK and LAX. Now I'm checking quite a few to CUN, LAS, even YYZ. Along with those to PBI, MCI, and MLI. Way overpacked for MCO. More like DEN or something.
For over 90 cities worldwide, think Trans World Airlines. We're up to something good.
SFO, SAN, SRQ, SNA, SEA.
The inaugural MLS season brought together a virtual melting pot of athletes. The outcome? An attractive attacking style of play that kept MLS fans on their feet and averaged well over 3 goals per game. Nowhere was this offensive style of play more apparent than in the Western Conference. The Los Angeles Galaxy lit up the league, opening with 12 straight victories before finally coming back down to earth. For much of the regular season, the Western Conference champions spoke softly, but carried a big tank. Eduardo El Tanque Hurtado. He teamed with the creative playmaking ability of Kobe Jones and Mauricio Cienfuegos to form an unstoppable offensive force, racking up goal after goal. While the Galaxy also featured one of the league's and the game's most unique defensive artists, witness Jorge Campos. Just points off the title pace in the Western Conference, 3 teams battled for second. The Kansas City Wiz, with the dynamic talents of Preki, turned out to be one of the league's most prolific goal-scoring units. And who could forget the digital crawl of Zimbabwe's Digital Takawira, a victory celebration all fans came to anticipate. The Dallas Burn edged Kansas City for second place in the West. Dallas featured one of the league's fiercest tandems, Leonel Alvarez and Hugo Sanchez. Alvarez's intimidating presence controlled the midfield, while the veteran Sanchez showed sparks of brilliance. Complementing the fiery play of the 2 international superstars was the cool consistency of keeper Mark Dodd, the league's best, and young American sensation Jason Price. Tough losses late in the season dropped the San Jose Clash to 4th in the West, but a strong team anchored by the defensive prowess of Big John Doyle and the quick strike capabilities of Winalda and Clash leading goal scorer Paul Bravo kept Crazy George drumming all season long. Rounding out the West, the injury-prone Colorado Rapids. They struggled both on and off the field, leaving Marcelo Balboa and Sean Bartlett out of the playoffs and looking towards 1997. 3 points for a victory, 1 point for a shootout win. The final standings in the West showing just how close the conference really was. Heading into the All-Star break, Western Conference teams had defeated Eastern rivals in 27 of 42 matchups, a stat the East would soon reverse. As 78,000 of Tab Ramos' closest friends looked on at the Meadowlands, the Metro Star blasted home the first goal in MLS All-Star history. Though the West would rally, a well-practiced Tampa Bay mutiny duo of Steve Pittman and All-Star MVP Carlos Valderrama sealed a 3-2 victory for the East. After the All-Star break, the Eastern Conference rallied to win 20 of the remaining 33 interconference matchups. Heading up the Eastern Conference was Tampa Bay, Major League Soccer's highest-scoring team. an honor earned primarily by Rocket Roy Lassiter's 27 goals. The Mutiny's all-world midfielder Valderrama found solid assistance in the unexpected emergence of rookie Steve Ralston. And with a deep stable of talent to choose from, the Mutiny had little trouble staying out in front during the regular season. In our nation's capital, John Harkes and DC United went through some early season growing pains, but DC United seemed to click once El Diablo Marco Echeverri began feeding teammates around the net at a record pace. Raul Diaz-Arce's 23 goals completed DC United's turnaround, and the team chalked up a solid second-place finish. The New York, New Jersey Metro Stars locked up third place in the East, surviving a late-season blitz by the Columbus Crew. Two words could be used to convey the Metro Stars' success: Roberto Donadoni. The Italian maestro opened up the field for playmaker Tab Ramos and super sub Giovanni Savarese. Hometown favorite Tony Meola tended goal with one of the league's best goals against averages. August 9th, the Columbus Crew sat in last place despite a seemingly productive mixture of experience and youth. The belated addition of keeper Brad Friedel helped iron out the wrinkles. The U.S. national team keeper stabilized the squad, and Brian McBride took over in a role he knows best: goal scorer. The league's first ever draft pick scored 17 on the season and helped Columbus win 9 of their final 10 games. The late-season heroics of Joe Maxmore were not enough to prevent New England from falling prey to the Crew's late-season tear. Alexi Lalas and the Revolution were eliminated from playoff contention in their final game. A wrap-up of Eastern Conference standings, the top 4 teams advancing to the finals. The 1996 MLS playoffs began much as the regular season left off. Both the top Eastern and Western teams advanced, but not without a couple of Game 3 scares. In the West, the Dallas-Kansas City matchup proved to be a close one. Dallas keeper extraordinaire Mark Dodd played brilliantly, but it was the powerful left foot of Preki that dictated the series. The Wiz won in 3. The Wiz moved on to play the first-seeded Galaxy, a team who had just eliminated the San Jose Clash a week earlier. The conference final was hard-fought, but the Galaxy clinched in 2 with the heroics of Greg Vanny. The LA midfielders sealed Game 1 and sent Game 2 into a shootout with the equalizer. One half of the final equation for the first MLS Cup was in place. Now, in the East, the Mutiny ran up against a blossoming Columbus team, but as in the regular season, Tampa's talent and teamwork prevailed. Valderrama and Lassiter hooked up to win the series in Game 3. In one of the East's hottest rivalries, DC United reached into the midfield for Harkes and Echeverri to defeat Donadoni, Ramos, and the Metro Stars. In the Eastern Conference Final, however, it was Raul Diaz-Arce who launched DC United to a championship berth. Diaz-Arce's hat trick in Game 1, coupled with the ejection of Valderrama in Game 2, left the Mutiny counting the days to next season and placed DC United on a collision course with the hottest team of the West, the LA Galaxy. Stay with us as we continue down the road to MLS Cup 96 and a championship game that will never be forgotten.
A friend of mine told me, try America Online. I said, why? I've got a computer. He said, try it. You'll see. It's simple. Every time you sign on, welcome. It tells you if you've got mail. You've got mail. Want to send some email? Type the message. Click here, and it's done. I like this. With one click, I can browse all kinds of great features on America Online. I've gotten help with my golf swing, planned my next vacation. I even get stock price updates every 15 minutes. America Online has over 100 newspapers and magazines, everything from Business Week Online to Cycle World, and I can browse them all. With America Online, you can point and click your way across the internet. And their web browser makes it easy to explore the World Wide Web. Call the toll-free number and you'll receive your free startup kit and 50 free hours to look around. It's worth a try. You'll see.
Try the new America Online. Call 1-800-249-1300 for your free startup kit and 50 free hours. Call now.
This is a test. This is only a test for the debut of ESPN News. Friday at 7 p.m. We will interrupt our regular ESPN programming to bring you the special one-hour network premiere of ESPN News. This concludes this test.
This is Keith Olbermann. Tonight on SportsCenter, the only unbeaten team in hockey tries to stay that way against the Rangers. The Vikings find out how long they'll be without Mr. Smith. Teams are already calling for Albert, and New Yorkers call the Yankees world champs. SportsCenter at 11.
October 20th, Foxborough Stadium. The LA Galaxy and DC United awakened to 40-mile-an-hour gusts and a forecast calling for 6 inches of rain continuing through game time.
Take a good snapshot of my life.
The perfect day for soccer.
We'll be opening the gates now, guys, okay? We'll be getting ready to let these people into the stadium. Enjoy the game.
A waterlogged pilgrimage 34,000 strong descended in day-glow plastic on the first ever MLS championship. And a scene eerily reminiscent of some festive soccer Woodstock, complete with a folk singer, unfolds. From the first kick, an epic battle raged. French players plunged through standing water in a frustrating fight to establish dominance. Just 5 minutes into the opening half, the Galaxy made their move.
Using some of that magic in the middle, the header! Goal! Cienfuegos to Hurtado, and LA strikes first!
The powerful Alconque continued his regular season romp with a stunning header towards the far post. One to nothing at the half, and journalists from around the world felt confident to begin writing the next day's stories. As play resumed, it appeared the only change necessary before deadline was the margin of LA's victory.
Hurtado taken down, play on advantage, Armas in the box, the left foot shot, goal!
The Galaxy's advantage stretched to 2, seemingly insurmountable in such treacherous conditions. Concerned Bruce Arena chomped down hard on the bit, and a DC team that had lost in the 88th minute of the league's first game appeared destined to fall once again in its last. Late in the game, however, the magical foot of El Diablo provided DC United with an opening.
On the counter, the shot, goal!
2-1, a respectable score. But in the waning moments of this hard-fought game, momentum seemed to be shifting. And it was Lothar Osiander and his Galaxy who began to unravel. Minutes later, from the corner, the left foot of Echeverry struck again.
Team is Rossoff and Adolfo have an eye on him. Towards the post, loose in the area, shot by Mendez, follows for the goal! We're tied at 2!
Sean Nedved from the DC United bench penetrated the box. Campos is beaten for the second time in 10 minutes. The rain-soaked crowd went ballistic. And a stunned LA team is thrown into Major League Soccer's first ever sudden death overtime. And DC United's momentum never wavered.
The box, and at the 6th, it's headed home! And DC United stands alone as champions of Major League Soccer. Eddie Pope heads it home at the top of the 6th.
3-2. The crowd whiplashed by the stunning turn of events erupted into a frenzied roar. A storybook comeback in sudden death. The chill of the rain evaporated instantly as DC United, the first team to ever lose an MLS game, became the league's first champion. The MLS Cup legacy was born.
There is no sport that draws the emotion and the heart and the poetry that existed out in that field like existed today. I know that I'm probably exaggerating, but, you know, you had to be here. And there'll be hundreds of thousands of people that swore that they were here in the rain today and the years to come. What a great ending to a great first season.
With the image of DC United captain John Harkes hoisting the MLS Cup trophy in victory, we focus now on a group of individuals who performed above all expectations. The best of MLS when we continue.
And on that day, a team of men was assembled to battle the forces of evil.
safe. Looks like we're going to be here all night.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers, because nothing will hold you over like peanuts, caramel, and milk chocolate. Hungry? Why wait?
Welcome back. The rain may have been the story of the MLS Cup final, but the stars were shining bright for Major League Soccer's 1996 AT&T Gala Awards dinner, which I had the pleasure to host. The black tie event was held on the night before the championship game, and over 500 soccer enthusiasts joined to honor Major League Soccer's award winners. The emotion of Sunday's matchup was definitely in the air as the red carpet was rolled out. Accolades on the evening would range from the obvious to the meaningful to the outrageous. First up, MasterCard's Goal of the Year. A sentimental favorite took the top honor. The season's first goal, compliments of San Jose's Eric Winalda.
Winalda on the left foot, keeping it on the right now, looking for the shot, gets it far post, goal!
The emotion and the passion of that game and that goal was shown in that videotape tonight, and I still feel it now watching it again. So it's a great feeling and it's a great honor.
The nod for Bandai Rookie of the Year went to Tampa Bay midfielder Steve Ralston, who scored 7 goals in 1996. That award coming from MLS coaches. That same group picked a standout from their ranks for Coach of the Year. Again, the Mutiny picked up the trophy, with skipper Thomas Rongen leading his team to 20 victories and a league-leading 58 points. At 6'3" and 185 pounds, San Jose's John Doyle was voted BIC's Tough Defender of the Year.
I think it's desire, and for defending, I think that's probably the most important thing, is desire, not to let someone beat you, and have a strong desire for that.
Never one to avoid bone-crushing contact, Doyle started all 30 games. MLS had some incredible talent guarding the net, including Mark Dodd, who received top honors as the Pepsi Goalkeeper of the Year. Dodd led MLS keepers in minutes played and chalked up 161 saves with 6 shutouts. Finally, an easy one. The numbers alone placed Roy Lassiter in the top spot as the Budweiser scoring champion. The Tampa Bay forward racked up 27 goals and 4 assists.
This award, I can't just put my name on it because I played amongst 20 players on the Tampa Bay Mutiny who helped me receive the goals that I was able to make.
Perhaps the most prestigious honor of the evening, the Honda Most Valuable Player, went to one of the league's, if not the world's, most recognizable superstars, Tampa Bay's Carlos Valderrama. LP Bay's 4 goals and 17 assists helped Tampa Bay throughout the season and marked the team's 5th individual award of the evening.
I feel very proud. It's an honor. My teammates also did a good job, and I'd like to thank all the reporters for giving me this MVP award.
And talk about tough decisions, picking not just one player, but an 11-man dream team? Check out AT&T's Best 11. Dodd in goal, defenders Robin Fraser, Doyle, and Alvarez, midfielders Echeverry, Preki, Cienfuegos, Donadoni, and Valderrama, and forwards Hurtado and Lassiter. Now remember, we promised you the outrageous? Well, it's Alexi's all-hair team. The self-elected captain took the mic.
And basically what I've come up with is a plan here to honor an all-star team of players truly gifted in talent, but also very committed to something that I take very, very seriously, and I think that MLS should take seriously, and I think soccer in general across the world takes very, very seriously, and that is hair. So what I am pleased to announce tonight is, ladies and gentlemen, the first annual MLS all-hair team.
The dreadlocks of Kobe Jones and Digital Takawira, the golden tresses of Carlos Valderrama, the Rapids' Marcelo Balboa, DC United's El Diablo and his teammate Jeff Agus, the Revolution's Darren Sawatsky, defender John Doyle, New York's Tony Meola, and last but certainly not least, Rhett Hardy. We'll be back in just a moment with a closing look at the 1996 Major League Soccer season, so stay with us.
And now, from Paris, from Milan, from St. Louis,
Introducing a new look from Budweiser. Born on dating. It's the day your Bud was born, because fresh beer tastes better.
Nice label.
Thanks.
Where do you turn for college football's most complete Saturday preview show? The best in the game. Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, and Kirk Herbstreit bring you the inside scoop on the day's biggest games. College Game Day, Saturday at 11:30, only on ESPN.
Major League Soccer's Year in Review has been brought to you by Nike, by Snickers. Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. Hungry? Why wait? And by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better.
1996 was truly an historic year for the sport of soccer. The arrival of MLS, America's fifth professional sports league, will open doors for a whole new generation of champions. Youngsters who have never before had the opportunity of one day making it to the pinnacle of their sport now have something to aspire to. Major League Soccer, after only one season, has put more than 3 million fans in the stands and played to countless more on television. And it is those fans that the league remembers, the fans who, rain or shine, whatever the outcome for their team, made the success of this inaugural season a spectacle seen around the globe. The world's game is now America's game too. For Major League Soccer and ESPN, I'm Bob Lee.
Late scores and highlights from around the NHL and a whole lot more. The award-winning Sports Center is next right here on ESPN.